And this morning, the judge who presided over Derek Chauvin's murder trial might be in the middle of another high-profile police shooting. Judge Peter Cahill reportedly signed the no-knock warrant that led to Minneapolis officers shooting and killing 22-year-old Amir Locke. More than 1,000 protesters marched in Minneapolis Saturday. They were calling for an end to these kinds of warrants. BNC's Jenyne Donaldson has more on what led to the 22-year-old's death. And we do warn you, the body cam footage, it's graphic.
Wednesday, Minneapolis police executed a no-knock warrant tied to a homicide investigation in nearby St. Paul. The video shows officers using a key to enter the apartment, then announcing themselves. Officers see Amir Locke laying on the couch under a blanket. Officers yell, "Hands, hands, hands," and seconds later, 3 shots are fired. Locke later died at the hospital. Officers had only been inside the apartment around 10 seconds.
I believe that he was executed by the MPD, and I want the police officer that murdered my son to be prosecuted and fired.
Yeah, to know that your son is sleeping comfortably in a safe place, peacefully. And someone takes it upon themselves to choose who lives and who dies.
Police say Locke had a gun and pointed it at Officer Mark Hanneman, who fired the shots. The video slowed down shows the gun in Locke's hand, but it doesn't appear to be aimed at officers. Minneapolis Interim Police Chief Amelia Huffman says Locke was not named in the search warrant. An attorney for the Locke family says he wasn't even a target, saying Amir had no criminal history, was a law-abiding citizen and legal gun owner.
He did what any other law-abiding permitted gun owner would do. Strange people bust in his house, awaken him from his sleep, and he reached for his weapon, which he has a Second Amendment right to defend himself.
The shooting calls into question again the use of no-knock warrants. In 2020, after the deaths of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, the Minneapolis Police Department changed their no-knock warrant policy to limit the likelihood of bad outcomes, requiring officers announce their presence and purpose before entering, except in hostage situations. Jenyne Donaldson for BNC.
So let's bring in Justice Correspondent Candace Kelley right now. Good morning to you, Candace. This one's tough. Another tough one. There are people on all sides, Candace, including gun advocacy groups. They're saying the no-knock warrant should be banned. What are the legal concerns over these warrants? We can clearly see the fallout in some cases.
Yeah, absolutely, Sharon. You know, one of the things that's been a big question in all of this is just the balance between the police rights and someone who actually does have a legal permit to have a gun to protect him or herself, which in this situation, as the reporter said, when you have somebody come into your house, you feel like it is your right to use your gun, especially when you are in the middle of sleeping. So the Minnesota gun rights groups that are actually calling for their own independent investigation because they're saying that this was a lawful possession of a firearm. And then a lot of people are asking, Sharon, what's the purpose of the no-knock warrant? In the age of the digital age, in the age of surveillance, you know, what happened to surrounding a building and what happened to using somebody's digital footprint? It doesn't make a good ending for anybody when this situation unfolds the way that it does. Now, of course, we know that Friday, the Minneapolis mayor, Jacob Frey, he had a press conference. He didn't make any things better with, you know, building the trust with the community. First of all, the long release of the footage. And then secondly, saying that this person, Amir Locke, was actually a suspect when this is a lie. He was not a suspect. So a lot is going on here, a lot to consider. But again, when you are in your home sleeping and someone comes in, different police officers crying and screaming at you to do something, and you're in the middle of waking up, it is no surprise people are saying that this situation ended up like it did. It really doesn't make any sense because of the conflicting laws and conflicting rights on both sides, that being the police, and on the other side, having the gun owner who does lawfully own a gun, Sharon.
So, Candace, according to reports, this no-knock warrant was signed by Judge Peter Cahill, which is a familiar name to us. Same judge who presided over the Derek Chauvin trial. What does that mean, if anything?
Well, certainly a lot of eyes are on Judge Peter Cahill. A lot of people saying and scrutinizing what he did during Derek Chauvin, saying that what he did played out fairly and that his role was a role that they applauded. So it will be interesting to see what exactly this sealed document says. It is sealed at this time. Essentially it doesn't mean anything right now, but it does bring into question why this particular warrant was granted, what are the details, and why the T's weren't crossed. Why, if you thought there was a murder suspect in this building, did you not know, again, in this digital age, in 2022, in the age of surveillance, how did you not know that this person was not in the apartment? And if you weren't sure, then why did you go on and proceed and bust down the door with a key, announcing yourself again after you crossed the threshold and then ending up in this situation? So that's going to be a question for him, the whys, when this is unsealed, which more than likely it probably will. As we saw, as you said, 1,000 people went out to protest. They had to protest in order to get the video cameras shown, and I'm sure that they are going to get this document unsealed, Sharon.
Yeah, it's a shame it takes boots on the ground to get this kind of transparency, Candace. But there's also this, because, correct me if I'm wrong, there really were two warrants. The St. Paul police wanted a knock and announce warrant, right? But the Minneapolis police, they said no. They insisted that it needed to be a no-knock warrant. What is the possible explanation or claim behind that?
Well, listen, that is a very interesting question. One, to understand the system, Sharon, you have two neighboring cities, and often cities will call on each other and go to the other city for a no-knock warrant or a knock warrant. As you said, this was a knock warrant that was changed to a no-knock warrant. The only people that know why these particulars were like this are the Judge Peter Cahills of the world, are the police officers, because this particular homicide, not a lot of details have been shared about this because it is an ongoing investigation. But why was it changed? Because it seems like the St. Paul police were trying to take a different, slightly more acceptable approach into entering this. And the Minneapolis police said, no, we say basically you can barge in the door and announce yourself after the door is open, a very big distinction. But again, information that we don't know until that is unsealed. I will say this, that the Department of Justice, earlier in the fall of 2021, they actually banned these general no-knock warrants. Only in situations where someone is physically at harm can you really go into someone's home, go into someone's residence without knocking and go in there and have your rights. Even the Department of Justice has said, no, this is unacceptable. Of course, we also know that Louisville, Kentucky also has banned no-knock warrants, as well as Florida and Oregon. But it's one of those things that there is no federal law, but people are making motions to get this removed off the books. It just causes too much confusion. And there's so many other ways to achieve the result, capturing someone. We see it all the time on the news.
Yeah, this will be an interesting one to see if a black man who's not named in a warrant has a right to reach for a weapon when he is awakened in this way. No criminal history, a legal gun owner, I believe. But we'll be watching it, Candace. Here we go again. Thank you so much, Candace. Appreciate you always and your legal insight.